To say that the NES was a huge part of my childhood would be a massive understatement. I remember begging my father for an NES. I remember wandering off when my mother and I would go to Target. I'd wander over to the electronics and I would just look at the Rob the Robot display, look at all the badass games the NES had to offer, and I would just wish that I could get one, because at the time I was still on the Atari 2600, which I still loved, but I wanted to make the leap. Call this my first hunger for the next generation. I remember begging my father for an NES every single weekend when I'd go there for a visit. And then finally, I remember coming upstairs, opening my door, and lo and behold, there was an NES. Granted, it was hooked up to a tiny black and white TV, but at that time, you got to remember, black and white TVs weren't so bad. I remember sinking countless hours into Mario on that tiny little TV. I would go to my buddy's house. He had a nice setup. We would play Double Dragon. We would have sleepovers, play Double Dragon literally all night. Kung Fu, like you see here. So many classic games. And the NES is truly responsible for launching my love for gaming to the next level. Enter the Super Nintendo. The 16-bit graphics making the colors pop. The beautiful worlds of Breath of Fire, Lufia, Secret of Mana, one of my favorite games of all time, Final Fantasy III, Zelda: A Link to the Past, Super Metroid. The list goes on and on and on. Nintendo was a true staple in my childhood. It was a true culprit in the gamer that I am today. And I abandoned Nintendo. I didn't buy a Wii for myself. I bought one for my children, never really played it. Bought a Wii U for myself, and at that time, not a whole lot was out, so I abandoned the platform. But lately, my love for Nintendo has been reignited, per se. Shout out to my man Blaze 4K for helping to light that fuse. He recently picked up a Wii U. Go check out his video. It's an awesome video. But this week, I'll be making a true leap back into the world of Nintendo, back into the world of what gaming is truly like, because I feel like we've somewhat lost that. Sony puts out great games. I love their exclusive games. They're amazing. The Xbox One X is an awesome console. Truly, truly the definitive multi-platform experience machine. But I miss Nintendo. I miss the innocence of Nintendo. I miss the days of no console war. Yeah, they had the Genesis. And yes, they were somewhat in competition, obviously. But not like now. I seem to remember the Super Nintendo blowing the visual quality of the Genesis out of the water. But I seem to remember numerous games and much fun to be had on both systems. My love for Nintendo has been ignited, and I don't see it stopping anytime soon. And Friday, you will see that I'm truly making the commitment to get back into the core of gaming, the fun of gaming. It's time to walk away from the nonsense. As a gamer, sometimes you have to go back to your roots. I love my Xbox. I love my PlayStation. I love my PC. But sometimes we have to go back to our roots. We have to stop and we have to remember what got us into gaming. And at the end of the day, it's the fun factor. The ability to pop in a game and have countless hours of fun. The innocence, the joy of gaming. Sometimes we got to remind ourselves why we're gamers. And sometimes we have to take a step back and return to those roots. And that's what I've done, is return to my roots. This isn't going to be an unboxing. You guys know what all of these things are. May do a separate unboxing for that. But I'm back. Nintendo, Daddy's home. Chime off in the comments.